Good morning, Roman. It's my pleasure to have you in my podcast.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. You are the CEO of the Secret Society, which is like an application where it brings influencers together and connect them with venues, restaurants, and places so that influencers can post or promote for those places in return for or in an exchange for meals or treatments.
Yeah.
So tell me how the idea hit you.
So the idea started 8 years ago in Dubai when influence was not a thing yet. It was starting. And the goal for a lot of places were mainly to rent a crowd, as we were calling that. So I was working in the modeling world. I was working for Abercrombie, which is an American brand that were having people hired that we call the cool kids. And a lot of places were actually coming to me, not with an app, to be connected with the cool kids, with the models of Dubai, with the people that works in Abercrombie.
Yeah.
So the very baseline of the idea was starting as a crowd rental app. But I didn't like the fact that it felt very basic, and the objective was to disrupt and understand the pain points for our clients, which were getting more exposure, getting marketing on a more aggressive way that they were getting back then. At a reduced cost. And so that's where I got very interested into influence, and I saw that as a work of the future. And I decided to mix basically the traditional promoter's work, that's how it was called, with this new age work that was influencing.
That's very interesting, and I think you realize that influencers nowadays are very important for marketing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think influencers are part of a marketing plan. If you don't work with influencers, you are missing out.
Yeah.
The way in marketing is, I have the feeling that over the last 10 years, we are waiting for computers, algorithms, to speak to people. So that means you're a brand, let's say you're BMW, and you want to reach potential car buyers.
Yeah.
You will need to run ads on social media. You will run SEO campaigns. So you are expecting a computer to reach your target audience. And what I liked with influence is the fact that we use people to talk to people. And I think this authenticity creates engagement.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And now I would love to know about the name of the Secret Society. It's a very bold name. I see it like very bold. So what was the story behind such a mysterious name?
So the name is inspired from a train of thoughts that we had where we were analyzing two types of businesses. So let's say two restaurants. And we realized that one restaurant was more popular than another. And we realized that, so we were trying to understand what makes these restaurants way much more popular than this one, where both of them are located pretty much at the same place, same price, same positioning. And we realized that what makes one place more successful is the fact that one place gets a hype, which is a lot of people talking about it and posting about it and going there. So there is what we call the horde effect, group effect of people going somewhere. And basically we were trying to encapsulate what hypes means, which is a large amount of people talking about something. And so we decided to create a society of individuals that works behind the scenes in order to give hype to a place, which the final customers shouldn't be aware of. And so therefore the Secret Society.
That's very cool. It's very catchy name, by the way. It is. So why do you think venues now should be with the Secret Society instead of traditional marketing?
I think the problem of marketing right now is all the traditional solutions that you have on the market are, in my opinion, inefficient based on how the marketing has evolved. So obviously we live in a time where people consume a lot of content very fast.
Yeah.
And what used to work 10 years ago do not work now.
Because of the social media, I think, and
Yeah, as well, I think there is a big part of how the algorithm is rewarding views as well. And so, to give you an example, in the past, like 8 years ago, if you were an hotel, you could post, an hotel or restaurant, you could post once a week, twice a week. And now I know businesses that are posting twice a day. The impact of one individuals to drive results 8 years ago versus now is totally different. And I think we live in a time where volume and consistency is key if you want to be successful on social media. And the Secret Society is built around this mantra where we bring you volume and consistency. If you work tomorrow with a PR agency, PR agencies have a way of operating that is not based around volume, because they will create a contract with the influencers that they work with. They will need to negotiate with these people. They will need to pay them. There is a brief that people need to follow. And so it's friction-full. The goal of Secret Society is frictionless, in a sense where we can make you work with thousands of people, literally in 24 hours, on a reduced cost. Therefore, we bring consistency and volume.
That's very important, and that's a very clever way to look at it.
Thank you.
So, as we know right now, influencers are asking for a lot of money to promote an ad or a post for businesses. So, do you think those prices make sense?
It's a good question. I think no, because I think these prices are a legacy from the past, in a sense where actually these prices were making a lot of sense 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. Because, as I said before, like the impact of one story was way higher than it is now, because the algorithm is actually bearing you or bearing your stories, or the stories that you post will not have the reach that it had 8 or 9 years ago. So I think the problem of pricing is the pricing of an influencers actually even increased over the last 8 years versus the results decreased over the last 8 years. So there is a decorrelation between the price and the results, which in my opinion is not making a good advertising towards influence overall, because a lot of brands will be, okay, I spend this amount of money and got this amount of results, which can be decorrelated, which is not a great thing. So in my opinion, since 8 years, we are actually promoting barter collaboration, because the Secret Society has always been on a barter base. So I believe that successful campaigns are built around more of a barter deal than a payment approach, or on a success approach. So if an influencer brings X amount of sales and is entitled to a percentage of these sales, I think it does make sense.
And do you have that in your platform or not?
So it's actually a sneak peek, but it's actually coming at the beginning of the quarter 1 of 2026. So we are going to I cannot say much about it right now, but there is a huge extension of the Secret Society that we have been working on for the last 3 years and a half, which we believe will again disrupt the way influence is operated.
Yeah, that's very cool. I remember I worked for a PR company where they connect influencers and people who are asking for influencers, and they take a percentage, and they used to have a platform for that. And
this is digitalized PR work, which I think a lot of PR are doing now. But it's not what we do, in a sense where it's the same work but online. Even modeling agencies are doing that now. So in the past, you were going in a modeling agency and they were showing you, a portfolio of models, where now they're actually doing online. You can book the people, you book them for a date, and everything is happening on a streamlined way with the modeling agency.
And Roman, what do you think about the fact that TikTokers now, YouTubers and influencers are taking more money than doctors and professors who studied for years? So do you think that's fair?
I'm no one to say what is fair or unfair, to be honest, but the thing is, it's not an easy work, in a sense where I don't say that being an influencer is hard, but being a successful influencer is complicated, because you are in in a market where you have thousands or millions of people that wants to become a successful YouTuber. But if you look at how many are actually successful, it's like 0.5% of them that manage to do a good living out of it. So when you ask your question as, does any YouTuber making more money to a doctor? If that was the case, that would not be fair.
Not any, but some of them. And if you look at their content, not all of them, but some, you would realize it's a silly content, or it's just, you know, that even in TikTok. Yeah. Like we are now watching just women just taking off their clothes and dancing and stuff, and they are earning a lot of money.
You know, I think the question of value, the way that I see that is, you are getting paid based on the value that you bring. Mm-hmm. That's, you know, it's the same thing if you look at football players versus a rugby player as an example, and they all play a sport, different rules, and one earns, you know, X 100 times more. But football is watched 100 times more than rugby, for example. And I love rugby, and I love all of the sports. The thing, the way that the world operates right now is like whoever brings eyeballs and value will get paid for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you look at someone like Mr. Beast on YouTube, I'm using the very largest example, and because obviously he's the highest YouTuber in the world. Yeah. And the content that he does is very grand public, as I will call it. So obviously it's games, and it's very, very complicated to put together. Is it the most educational content? Not really. It's throwing money at people, and people can earn $1 million or $500,000 US by staying underground for a month. Is it like very high level, content? Not really. But it's watched by, hundreds of millions of individuals. Yeah. So the thing is a great platform for brands to advertise their content. So that's how I see it. You know what I mean? Like a doctor brings value by, helping people feel better. If you ask me, is the journey more inspiring to be a doctor? 100%, because obviously your life mission, your life mantra will be way much more fulfilling as a doctor than as, a YouTuber, if that makes sense. But if we speak on an economical point of view, that's the life that we are living in. So there is no reason to be against, or I don't have my opinion on it. I just understand how it works, and I understand why they are getting paid so much.
Interesting point. And Roman, tell me what happened in your life that made you think, okay, I wanted to be a CEO.
I think there was few things. It was a build-up. Funny enough, I'm French, and in France, being an entrepreneur is not always very well rewarded. I have the feeling that everything in France is teaching you to be an employee more than an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurs are not very well backed up, or they have very high taxation in France. Actually, France is the highest tax country in the world for companies and employees. So it's for everyone. But basically, I always felt the pressure of time somehow, and I always wanted to live my life with intent and do something that matters to me at least, and that matters to as many people as possible. And I wanted to fulfill what I will call a life mission. Again, everyone has a different life mission. We spoke about a doctor, and the doctor will be there to help people. But I wanted to do something that inspired me. I wanted to go to work that I wanted to go to on a Monday morning. And I wanted to do something that matters. And I've been doing a job. I've been an employee. I worked in retail. I actually believe that it was a fantastic school. But I saw people being very sad at what they do and going to work.
They don't enjoy it. And I think it's great being your own boss as well.
So that is a funny thing, because I don't see entrepreneurship as freedom in a certain sense, where people say, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur because I'm going to be my own boss and I will be able to do whatever whenever I want to do it. And actually, if you think like that, you are absolutely wrong, because
it has a lot of responsibilities.
All my clients are my bosses. All my partners are my bosses. I have more bosses as an entrepreneur than when I was an employee. When I was an employee, I was having one boss. Now I have 1,000.
And it's a big of responsibilities.
Yeah, and the thing is like the life of a young entrepreneur, self-funded, it's a life of doubt. It's a life of
Pressure as well.
It's honestly, you need to dance under the rain so much that there is a part of luck into you. Obviously, you need to pile up hard work, having a great idea at the right moment. You need to be lucky enough that your competition is slightly asleep when you're doing it, and you're going to hedge on them in order to potentially build something great.
Yeah.
To give you an example, there is only 0.2% of the app that are getting published on Apple Store that end up being not even that are breaking even, not even becoming profitable, but just like covering the money that you spent.
Oh, okay.
And within that, you have the best. You have Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. They are in the 0.2%. So if you look at what is your chances of success remaining for people to actually use your app, you're speaking about like, a drop of water in the sea.
Yeah. So you must be also lucky, not just successful to...
I'm lucky for the people around me. I'm lucky for my wife. I'm lucky for, I'm lucky of started my business in Dubai because I think it was very, very important for me to start it here. It helped,
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, it was the right market for us. I think there was a huge part of luck in surrounding myself with the right individuals at the right time, having very supportive parents. All of these things have been setting me up for success. That's the huge part of luck that I had.
That's amazing. Yeah. Amazing to hear. And if you don't mind me asking, how much money are you earning being your own CEO, being a CEO?
So that's actually funny questions because actually I do not, as a CEO, I didn't pay myself a salary for 5 years.
Oh, wow.
So I think we live in a time where a lot of people think that, they antagonize the 9 to 5, as we call it. And a lot of people say, like, be your own boss so you can earn money. And the problem that you have for a lot of young entrepreneurs, they go on this journey with the goal of wealth, immediate wealth.
Yeah, but it's not wealth. Like that.
It's the strict opposite. Actually, if you are choosing this path for money, you will fail. Like it's pretty simple. Like a young company is like a kid, and you need to feed these kids.
Yeah.
And the problem is like this kid is not providing enough money for it to be fed and for you to be fed on top of it. So that's where it's very complicated. So it's either, if you're looking for your personal wealth, either you're taking resources from the company or either you're giving it to the company. So there is two journey. If you take it away from the company will never grow.
Exactly, which is very challenging.
Of course, so that's why you need to jungle with like balls of fire, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so that's funny because the fruit of your effort actually coming way later in your CEO life than at the very beginning, if that makes sense. And on top of that, like if you think about it, you are not necessarily paying yourself a large salary when you are a CEO.
Yeah.
Because you are getting money in dividends down the year. So if you look at it, actually, the largest CEOs of the world, Jeff Bezos, I think have not changed his salary for the last 20 years. I think he's earning like $35,000 a year. So you're actually earning a larger salary than Jeff Bezos. That makes sense. But obviously, he's making a lot of money on other things. But salary-wise, you are pretty much unpaid.
And how did you manage?
So that was a challenge. Obviously, when you jump into this journey, you need to be prepared for that. I was prepared for it. I was prepared to feed the kids.
Yeah,
the company,
and also you have a family and a kid.
So the kid came way later. So my son was born in May this year. So the Secret Society is 8 years old now. So obviously, I'm very happy that I'm a father now and not then. Because when you first start a company like the Secret Society, you need to work, and even now you need to work. You you cannot count your hours. You need to work day and night, weekends. You don't have bank holidays. You work during Christmas time, because that's how it works. That's a startup, and if you want to bring it where it's supposed to be brought, you need to put the work. And at the very beginning, I was having multiple jobs. For the first 3 years, I was actually accumulating three jobs plus the secret society.
Yeah.
In order to make it happen. So yeah, it's complicated.
That's very interesting. And what one thing or habit that you do every day which helped you succeed?
I truly believe that health, obviously around many different things, helps you as an entrepreneur. I think the way that you are dealing with pressure, because pressure is there, at least for me. I don't know if people manage to operate without pressure, all strengths to them.
What do you do?
So I think for me, taking care of my health, taking care of myself, mentally, physically, I realized that the physical effort, so doing very, very strong and difficult trainings, have helped me to improve my mental states. So I'm trying to train like very early in the morning, 5, 6 a.m.s. And I'm trying to do trainings that I don't want to do at all, like CrossFit, IROX,
You just
everything.
force yourself to...
The more difficult is the training, the less I want to do it, the more I will be forcing myself to do it. I realized that actually this cycle of doing things that I don't want to do outside of work have been helping me at work, because you need to be able to constantly do things that you don't want to do to understand the reward of it. And if you train your brain to do it outside of work, your life becomes very, very easy, because you are not very much motivated by, you actually remove the motivation and you're just bringing consistency in your life.
Oh, that's fascinating way to think at it. It's very interesting. And we realize that a lot of successful people nowadays train every day, and which is not very easy for everyone. You should be, out of your comfort zone and force yourself to.
It's a non-negotiable. That's what you say. If you really want to do something, you just take time for it. If you think about it, you have a new TV show that you want to watch, you will find time to watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you really want to see a friend, you will find time to watch them. So it's just a matter of putting priority in your life. I put health, mental health, fitness as a priority. I know a lot of business owners that use partying, they go for brunches, and that works for them. And so I'm not saying to people that they should do what I do.
Yeah.
That works for me. I'm someone that was having a tendency of overthinking a little bit.
Yeah.
I was finishing weeks with a very large amount of pressure, and I have the feeling that if I was using alcohol or partying or to unhinge, that was not working for me.
Yeah.
So I quickly realized that, and I turned that into something positive, which was cold bath, breath work, walking without my phone, taking time to reflect, very hard trainings. That has been helping me tons.
Oh, that's very nice. Who taught you that?
I think it's something that no one taught me that. Actually, my father, when I was very young, has always been in sports all his life, and I think he showed me the benefits of sport very young. So he was actually a professional rugby player, very good tennis player as well. And
so that's very nice.
I've been playing with him. So I quickly saw the benefits of sports, the way that I felt afterwards, doing something that I want to do very early. And whenever I was doing that later on at life, actually I realized that I never stopped training. And had always been a safe place. You had a bad day, you had a good day. It's a place, it's a moment for you.
Yeah.
You put your phone away, you train, you have music. It's my meditation kind of time.
Oh, that's fascinating. And what did you learn what did you learn about people, influencers, business owners through building your business?
I met a lot of them. I realized that it's a very lonely journey. I met a lot of these people, and I realized that we often have the same symptoms, I can say. Even this weekend, I was with a lot of like very successful entrepreneurs. It was kind of a business club. And these people are very successful. They all have like 200 plus employees. And I realized that everyone has the same stigma a little bit, you know what I mean? They feel that it can be a lonely journey sometimes because obviously you are facing all these issues alone. It's a moment of doubt. It's a moment where I think there was a big topic that we discussed yesterday that for me was a big thing is often when you're an entrepreneur, your company becomes a huge part of your identity. And so there was a man that was very inspiring yesterday that sold Skype to Microsoft. So it's a very big guy. He sold it for 8.5 billion US dollars.
Oh, wow.
And he was explaining that when the moment where he sold his company, so Skype, to Microsoft, he somehow felt that he lost a part of his identity because he was the Skype guy, right?
Yeah.
And I believe that is such a strong thing because when you operate a business like that, you put so much life, effort, that becomes a part of you, like kind of one of your kids, right?
Yeah.
So meeting these people, I realized that it's a very tough journey. It's a very rewarding journey if everything goes well. It's a journey that requires you to constantly work on yourself, even at the highest level,
and believe in yourself, and never stop.
Yeah, and one of the common trait that I saw into all of these individuals is like they were relentless. So the thing is, there are people that regardless what comes, COVID, a new technology, AI, whatever, there are people that are constantly challenging the status quo, and they are falling in love with the problem often. So this means that they don't see problems as problems; they see problems as a jigsaw that they need to fix. And I thought it was very inspiring to speak to people like that. And obviously, I think it's very silly to say that because everyone says that, but you are a lifelong learner. You are constantly being schooled by the process. And meeting people as I met yesterday, which are people that, for a lot of individuals and myself included, they are very successful people, right? They felt like they were constantly looking to learn new things.
Yeah. Do you think that to be an entrepreneur, you should be graduated from like a university?
No, I don't. Not anymore. Anyway, I have a view on something, where I believe that jumping too young into entrepreneurship can be dangerous because I believe I was able to do what I did because of the 8-10 years experience that I had as an employee, which actually allowed me to see how a company was run, how HR was run, how do you manage people. So having tutors, having inspiring leaders around me.
Should be like step by step.
Yeah, I think obviously I'm saying that, but there is very successful young people that are going into it. So and strength to them and power to them. The only thing that is great when you are obviously at school, you can learn quite a lot of things, even though I don't remember a lot of the things that I learned at school, but it allows you to have a decent position afterwards in a great company that will teach you quite a lot of things that will allow you
to be an entrepreneur.
To potentially jump into entrepreneurship with more success. That's how I see it. But I believe like I've been doing a master in marketing. What I learned in marketing 12 years ago has nothing relevant with what happened now because there is AI, TikTok didn't exist, Instagram was borderline being born, there was maybe Facebook. So it was completely irrelevant back then, right? Even the way that a company was priced, the digital footprint. So everything that I learned back then is completely irrelevant now. And I have the feeling that it's going to be even more in the next years with AI and the way that technology is advancing. So my response, I believe, no. But I will definitely encourage people to have an experience as an employee, as many companies as they can, to actually work for a small company, see the hustle of it, work for a large company, see how it works, take the best of both, bring that into their companies, and understand what it takes to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, that's very interesting answer, and thank you so much for joining me today.
Pleasure.
It's been my pleasure, and I really wish you all the best in your applications, the Secret Society, and I really look forward to meeting you again in a new podcast, hopefully, so you can tell me more about your future company.
Super. Thank you.
Thank you so much.